Things are rapidly changing. Here are 5 ways Google's going to evolve in 2026. The first and most important way Google will evolve in 2026 is increasing traffic to their AI campaigns. These are Performance Max and their Demand Gen campaigns. Why? The way eyeballs are moving across Google is rapidly shifting. Are you necessarily scrolling down looking for links that are relevant to you, or are you just browsing the generative results and moving on? As eyeballs shift, Google also needs to shift in order to survive. Performance Max will automatically place ads on search results or display network or Gmail or YouTube. It will decide based on what they think is going to lead to some result that you tell Google you want. Keep your eyes focused on this, because while Performance Max is increasing and Demand Gen automated campaigns are increasing, your control is actually declining. That brings me to point number 2. Point number 2 is that phrase match will probably just disappear. Overall, match types in keywords are just becoming less and less important. Even exact match. Forever, the industry has known exact match to be serve my ad when someone searches exactly this. If you look at the fine print on Google Ads now, it will say exact match may or may not be what you think it is. They will expand and serve ads if Google determines them to be relevant enough. This is not traditionally what we think exact match is or how phrase match should perform. Phrase match allows some different variation of wording and some expansion. So look for these match types to collapse. We already lost broad match modified many years ago, one of my favorite match types, but Google will continue to consolidate more and more and more what controls are offered, what keywords are offered, and start to take control into its own hands. Number 3, because of the first 2 things, number 3 is very, very important. Reliance on your first-party data. What does that mean? Whatever data you're feeding back from your website or your CRM back into Google needs to be very, very clean. Even though it's number 3, I would shoot it up as the number 1 most important thing for chief marketing officers to master in 2026, if not right now. Make sure the data that you're streaming back into your ad platforms is very clean and well structured. So if you're passing back different attributions of your customer, it needs to be structured in a way that Google can read it. And then on top of that, Google will make predictions based on what you're feeding it, right? So in this way, structured data is more important than ever. Make sure your CRM data is very clean. And it is hard to do. It is something, I call it an evergreen work stream. It is something you can never take your eyes off of. Feed Google what it wants, and then performance will follow. But if you do not do this, you will be struggling. Number 4, large advertisers will continue to take larger and larger impression share away from smaller marketers. This means for small advertisers, 2026 will be difficult and you will face a lot of headwinds. Why? Because Google's algorithm really depends on structured data, and for conversions to be flowing through its system for it to learn, large advertisers that have many, many conversions per day, in other words, they have a huge daily budget, they are going to be winning because the algorithm will continue to self-improve. For instance, if Google is a cookie monster, and every time you make a sale, you're giving the cookie monster a little cookie, he's gonna get happier and happier. But if you're a small marketer and you only feed Cookie Monster 1 cookie a day, maybe 2, Cookie Monster will move over to where the cookies are, which are larger marketers. So I believe in 2026, it'll be a great year for big business, but smaller ones will have to pivot and try new tactics. Number 5, a unified customer journey. What does that mean? It means that Google will serve ads based on where the customer is and not where you think that they are. Like, do you need a search campaign, a video campaign, a display campaign? Previously, people would kind of map these out and allocate budget, maybe 80% search, 10% video, 10% display. Now you can enable your campaigns to expand and serve on different platforms based on where the customer shows some intent signals. And so you can follow a customer throughout the internet based on where they are. I think it's largely positive that you have the capacity to do this, and it takes less manual setup. However, you will depend more and more on a strategic mind watching these campaigns. You do not pass your wallet over to Google and say, here, do whatever you want. No, you pass your wallet over to your certified financial advisor, and that person will do what is best for you. So put your wallet into the hands of a very strategic person, and they will be watching campaigns and allocating media based on where they see performance. The last 2026 prediction I'll leave you with is one around video, images, and interactive assets. As the world shifts into a new way of behaving with the internet, having a way to interact with your brand within your ad creative will become more and more important. Invest heavily in video assets, high quality images, and maybe little widgets that people can play with within the ad itself. Google will reward this and serve your ad more frequently. So don't skimp on those creatives and don't really rely too much on only text copy. Make sure that you're able to upload mature campaigns that have all different kinds of creative. This will enable you to have a very successful 2026.